We're live. Let's get some work done. Actually, let's get a soundtrack going here. We did Final Fantasy VII last time. What else? What sound? I did a Half-Life one. Did I do two or did I do Alex? I don't remember. Um, we can do some Half-Life Alex. This content is not available. Oh, is it gonna do this? I have a something with like ad blocker on YouTube is being very fiddly right now. We might have a problem when it comes to listening to music today. We are making a dinosaur game. We are not playing anything, although we can play the game that I'm making. But uh, but yeah, ultimately we're making stuff. So, we left off working on our passives. Okay, yeah. YouTube is actually unusable right now, so no music for us. Um, they've made it literally unusable. I need to find a all-in-one video. I can't use a playlist anymore. The playlists don't work. Um. Anyway, yeah, we're working on passives here. We are working on training. Can you play it on PS5? You can't play it on anything except this computer right now. I personally have no idea if the game should go to console. Because I don't really know what it takes to develop on console versus PC. Well, I know it's more complicated, obviously, but I don't know personally if I would consider it worth the effort since I'm not a console player. Oh yeah, I was gonna get this the grit messaging sprite done. I forgot about that. Well, we'll leave it. We'll come back to it later. I also didn't actually design new animals to add to the game yet. We'll add placeholders. First, we want to do this. So let's copy the specialization text to the notepad so that we can reference back to it. But then this is what we're going to work on implementing. So training is handled by a very simple object. Possibly this training button, yeah. Yeah, so these buttons are generated. They have a assigned attribute, and then it just does the thing. The game is very early stages anyway, Rowlet, so like it's not going to be playable for the public for like a long time. A year, years, possibly. Who knows? Maybe never. I may never finish the game, so it's a whole thing. So, I'm probably not going to tune the XP yet. We'll worry about the XP later. Well, we could play it right now just as a demonstration. I can show you what it looks like right now. It's very rough. Like, I'm not an artist, so I don't have good, like, in-game graphics or anything. Like, the title screen is literally just a joke with a Jurassic Park screenshot. This is the ranch where we train up our animals. We train up a dinosaur's stats, then we can pick up new abilities, attacks, or passive abilities. So that one was an attack, and then we can pick up a new passive later. Oh, your tablet's about to die. All right, we'll catch you later. Yeah, we can grab a nice Osteoderm's passive, and then we have a battle system. Pseudo real time. You have these abilities you can activate. Don't have attack animations. All we have is these very basic placeholder sprite animations, but there's a full combat system here. You know, you customize a dinosaur, attributes and abilities and attacks, and you can actually do fights. We're actually like kicking the Baryonyx's ass. This is incredible. We never win this fight, almost. Get away from me. Nope, he's spamming some shit. If we could just time him out, we'll win. Or land like a kick. Ooh, we got a crash. Interesting. Oh, this is grit. So, why did this bug? Interesting. Well, that was actually useful. We discovered a glitch. Unknown object.grit range. Oh, interesting. This is a really simple bug. All right, scripts. It's just a variable issue. Whatever the cause of this issue is, it's pretty simple. Hey, Rugops, welcome to the stream. So, 668. Grit range. Right. Yeah, the problem here is grit range is not defined. So we just do grit range equals 0 outside of the condition check, and then it's fine. This will never trigger because the random roll will always be higher than 0. Okay. Fixed. Did I see what's going on Discord? Like in general on Discord or specifically on Discord? Like, we're talking about all the hullabaloo with like the age verification stuff, or are we talking about something more specific? Generally. Okay. I mean, I've seen some discussion on the age verification stuff, but you're making it sound like there's something new that developed today, and I haven't really heard anything recent about it. Beyond it being, somewhat dialed back. But, we'll see if that's actually true when it happens. And then the inability to share channels on other channels or whatever if they're marked as adult only or whatever. How do I want to implement this? This is the next question. I suppose we can do it. Parts of the age verification rollout do seem to already be in effect, yeah, globally too. Not so much the age verification part yet, but some of the restrictions that will come in seem to already be implemented without any way to undo them. That's kind of the impression I've had, which is strange. Like, I don't do that much on Discord, so it hasn't really affected me personally. I only occasionally post some stuff and occasionally do a group chat with my friends, so there's been no disruptions to those two basic things. But I can fully understand why it would be very aggravating for some other people. What do I want to do here? How do I want to implement this? I think the play is to loop through the passives. So let's find that. I think we rewrite. We don't like try to co-opt this code. We do a new thing. We'll use this as a basis, but we'll rewrite it. So let's just copy this. Yeah, the biggest thing I could see happening to me is losing access to some of the stuff Garrett has set up on his Discord server because some of that is flagged 18 plus, just so that there's just to send people the message that like you could share some saucy memes on here. So I might lose some memes because of restrictions if it doesn't properly flag me as being an old man. But I was talking with Garrett about this. I can ultimately just submit my face because I'm on YouTube anyway. Like my face is already out there, so the privacy is already not a thing. So I think what I could do, let's try this. If we go under create and we write the function here, and then we can propagate it to the button presses as a function rather than copying the code over, which will be way better. So we want to do like a spec check. That's what we'll call it. Spec check. This will take in, I guess we'll take in a target and a attribute. We'll do target.passives. This could theoretically, like we'll start to design for eventually having more than one animal in your ranch, which we haven't really been doing yet. Right. Oh no, def is Python. This is a function. There we go. Function spec check target attribute. We iterate through the passives, and then we just want to find the relevant ones. Targets passives. Reparse the name. This can all stay. Actually, just the name of the passive. This is the rank. We need that information. The info is the effect. Split the effects up. Okay, so then here, this doesn't matter. Let's keep it but comment it out. Then this is where we start to rebuild the function anew. So if split info 0 is training, this is the flag that this is affecting training. Flags that the passive affects training. And then we have the second slot. Okay, here's the other question. We have that second passive that affects all actions, not just training. So that also needs to be integrated in here. So we should just do both at once. That'll finish up like all these passives in one swift moment. Stoicism is it. So this is task, comma, stress. We'll do task, comma, all, comma, stress. Yeah. So, then we do if. Actually, no, we do. Yeah, we do an if check. If split info 1 absolutely equals attribute or not or if or split info 1 absolutely equals all, as a string. So now this is the check for if the passive applies here. And this should be training or task. So we got to do this. All right, so that's the first two steps of implementing these. So we have two parameters then. So we do split info second parameter. String split of this at plus. We'll call this mod conditions. So this would then be growth and stress, or just stress. Let's write that. Returns growth, comma, stress. There's possibilities. Then I guess we for loop that again. If oops, this is not changed to a J, my bad. Modcon J absolutely equals growth. If modcon absolutely equals stress. Okay. Getting a little long-winded, a little nested here, but it's fine. It's heavily nested, but it's only a few lines per level, so it's parsable. All right, we need some out info, which I guess we call. Let's just define this, I guess, as 0, 0. Stress, comma, extra attribute gain. And then rather than remember the exact syntax for fetching the precise ranks, yeah, we just grab this. Okay. Reindex val is not used here. This is parameter j. So passive name base j. Scale j. Using the rank and the name. Yeah. Oops. No, that one was a closing parenthesis. So the order doesn't matter by doing it this way. There will always be a first thing and always be a second thing. So 0 and 1. One of these will trigger first, one of these will trigger second. Which means this doesn't need to be nested. So this can be here. We only have to find this number once. The only thing that changes then is how we change the out info. So that specifically is 1, and this is 0. And this is this needs to be moved. This should be put in front of the loop here. This is always plus equal because we're tailing up across all passives. So these are plus equals scale and plus equals scale. And that's it. That should be it. That should handle everything for all of the specializations. This is not entirely true. Because we don't actually know. No, we do know. We do know which one it is. Right, the attribute's defined here on this level. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. That's good. Okay. That just has to match what is in the second slot. Sure. Wait a second. Or no, that works because we did the all thing, so that's good. Yeah, this works. This should be it. We just need the return at the end here, which goes here. Return out info. And that is a completed function. Now, if we go to HP, where is the stress generation done? Uh, Hmm. Oh, level up scripts. It's in here, of course. Yeah, XP. Level up. Gain XP, level up target. Level up, target, blah, 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 blah. Do card text, all that. So the stress isn't in here. Did I put it somewhere weird? Did this not cause stress? How did this work? Hold on. We gotta run this. I am confusion. Stress 0. Train. Stress 5. Stress does work. Where is the stress code? Is it... Am I running this in the back like player ranch? That just controls the movement. Ranch layout. This controls the timers. Global.pc.stress. But where do I manipulate the stress value? What in the fuck? Ranch action? Oh, I bet you it is in here. Function rest, global pc.stress. Tourney, training. Global.am training. No, it's not. What the fuck? What in the fuck? Also, this is not present. Here. Did I put it in like the card somewhere? No, that would just be for level up. That doesn't make any sense. Huh. I'm very confused. Can I search this? Does this work? No, this only searches the object name, not the interior code. Oh, wait a second. There's the stat growth function. Maybe this has it. Maybe it's in stat growth. That's probably in here, right? Wait, but that should have shown up too. Level info. Wait, no, add it. Okay, stat growth's not here. Is it in here? Ah! No, this is for the end of battle stress only. Interesting. Ah, but it is here. Stat growth. So we do rate function modifiers added to stat growth, I guess. Okay. Then in here, we pass this through. So we want to do spec check. Global.pc. Yeah, global.pc. And then this has to be HP lowercase like this. Because this is HP. That has to match this. Function in mods, where mods equals this. Okay. So we add this everywhere. Then we got to change it for each attribute. The mods to the function here. Mods are in. Damn. Death. Ack. Eva. Eva. Ack. Death. And damn. Okay. And then we're outputting this in the form of, let me just copy this over so I don't mix it up. Here. Stress and then attribute gain. So that's passed from here to here, which passes it to this other function, which is buried in this script, which is not really optimal placement. This should probably be moved. Global.range var. Why is this? Why did I make this a global? Oh, because, wait. Is it because this is preserved? No, I don't know. Return rate val. Range var's rate val. Okay, so stress plus equals 5 minus modifiers 0. Now, the problem here really is that the stress modifier, probably a little too generous. Let's just make this like 10. 15, maybe? 12? 12 is nice. So, with both stoicism maxed and the specialization for the respective training maxed, you can cut the stress gain by half, which is substantial. Now, I guess this plus is equals 1 is to do away with the 0. Then we'll go here and also plus equal modifiers 1. Extra stat gain from passives. Stress reduction from passives. Okay. So that should be that. For training specifically, we have to add the stress reduction effect to other places. Stress ought to be its own function. Let's make a note. But stress probably should be a global function which better handles passives and other effects. Manipulating it as well as penalties. Stress only shows up in like 2 spots. I'm not going to do it right now. We'll stick a pin in this. Honestly, we have a to-do object. Let's look at this. Yeah, damage calcs, move balance, do these later. Implement the ranch. Training, progression of time, randomized stat gain, failure based on discipline. Stat growth values. Weekly schedule. I think this is we don't do this now. We're not doing the weekly schedule. We're going to do this. Implement the full tournament. Debug timers and tooltips are done. Are they not? Well, tooltips aren't. We do need to do a cleanup here. Yeah, this is like all way other things. Yeah, so we're bumping this out of this phase. So what do we actually want to do? I think the things we let's do this. Revised plans. So what do we actually want to do? We need to revisit stress and discipline. Lifespan loss. Disobedience. Etc. Just a basic path. We need to implement 4 animal tournament roster consisting of, I think, Stegosaurus, Iguanodon, and another theropod, question mark. Theropod or trike, maybe. What else do I need to do here? That kind of is, might be it. That might be it for the vertical slice. Free roaming the farm is not important. We've done debuffs, we've done buffs, which wasn't even on the list. Oh yeah, reset status effects at end of round. This needs to be fixed. This is more of a bug than anything. Money is kind of fine. Metabolism is something we stick a pin in later. This doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, that seems good. I think these are basically the last 3 areas we have left for the demo. This is a few weeks of work, I think, overall. So let's test these training changes. Oh yeah, new attacks. New attack effect. New attacks / attack effects and passives appropriate for the new animals, and finish up placeholder attack effects on Carno. Okay. But that's not. This was always an assumption under this category. This is just making it more explicit. All right, genetic info. So we're giving the Carno these training passives now. Stoicism. And the other one will be, we'll just do health specialization. Stress was 12. Yeah, okay. So we're gaining the 12 correctly. Except we're not, because this should be cut in half. So we do have some sort of bug. Also, we're definitely not getting a minimum of +3 on HP. So this is bugged. Show debug message mods. This is probably breaking under spec check, but let's be sure by checking the mod output here, making sure this exists. Yeah, it's coming out 0, 0. So we're probably hitting a mismatch. Somewhere in this. checking code. Let's do show debug message there and show debug message of split info and make sure these look like they oughta. Yeah, this was flagged red. Oh, because I typed out. I didn't get the right thing. Message. This did show Stoicism 3. Okay. Stoicism 3, task all stress, health specialization 3, training health growth plus stress. So none of these were like quite working. Training all. Okay, so Stoicism. Oh. Wait a second. Okay. I see one problem amongst many, probably. But one problem is definitely syntax, which is this doesn't have spaces. Oh, none of these. Wait, do none of these have spaces? That's why it doesn't work. Wait, how the first one does? Oh wait, this is the only one that uses a different label though. This should be HP. HP Dam, AC, Eva, Def, yeah. And then all. Right. I could have actually fixed that in the other direction, but it's better to consolidate these to consistent labels. So that should be the problem. This should work now. It was both the spacing and then the mismatch label on health specifically. Okay, a crash is good because that's something different. Unknown variable.modcon not set before knowing it. So this failed at the modcon level. Oh, because it's modcon and modcons. Oops. That's just a typo. Easy fix. That's just a fat finger. Well, I mean, I'm probably not. I probably deliberately typed modcons and then typed modcon in the second spot, but okay. Well, now we crash somewhere else. Fucking, why is this shouldn't be that hard? What the fuck? Modcon's not set. Wait, oh, cause wait, what? Oh, now it's not. Now it's missing here. So yeah, I did type modcons and then I switched to modcon later. Fair. It's the same typo. Because it's not a typo, it was just me fucking up. Okay, 6 stress. Perfect. And then if we do, and we gain 5 HP, and we do damage, yeah, then we gain 9 stress. Okay. That seems good. Let's suppress the debugs. And then think about what we're going to do with this elsewhere. I guess we copy this. I think the thing to do currently, in lieu of writing more dedicated stuff, is to just add this to the combat function. Whoa, holy shit. Oh my god. I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button and then none of this is actually going back to quite the right scale. Where is the actual zoom? I don't see anywhere that I can control explicitly the level of zoom because we've ended up between steps somehow, which is awful. Oh, whatever. It's fine. Fuck it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't see. You would think there'd be like something that would pop up in the corner or somewhere that would say what level of zoom you're at, but I just don't see such a thing. Okay, well, anyway, what we're doing here is we just want to go to the stress section. Check for death. So I guess we do something in here. Like this. So this is not going to be a function. The growth stuff can go. Do mod stress, and then we do mod stress 0. This stays the same. We're looking for just task. battle or all will work. Mod con, array length of mod conditions. Yeah, I think we keep this syntax where only stress does anything. Okay. So once we've looped through the passives, it comes to be this. This is just minus mod stress. All right. And then we'll adjust these values. Let's make this 5 stress for winning. 10 for tying and 15 for losing. $20 for being knocked out. Okay, that should be fine. Let's test it. Win or lose, we'll know. We're getting fucked. Okay. Okay, we got a grit crash again, actually. What the fuck? Variable unknown object at grit range not set before reading it. How the for the AI. Oh yeah. We fixed it in one spot, but I think it shows up in 2, right? Wait. Line 80. Yes, this is firing resolve attack. No, wait, that's not it. Line 696. Grit range. Oh, because I didn't define it in both spots. These are separate checks depending on who wins or who loses. Grit range 0, grit range 0. All right. Let's try that again. I'm supposed to make of that. All right. All right. Oh, I'm fucked. Missed all 3 of my attacks. It's over. Super over. Excuse me. That's your wake-up call if you were sleeping. Okay, we got a paralytic bite, but it doesn't matter. We're so fucked. What the fuck? Variable unknown object dot target. Oh, I know what this bug was from. Yeah. This is another one that we didn't replace when we copy pasted that code in. Oh yeah, I like didn't even replace any of it. Iterate over global.pc.passives. Yeah, I meant to replace this and I just forgot to do it. Like I mentally flagged this as a thing to fix when we pasted this in, and then I forgot about it by the time I got around to doing it. That should be it. Check for death. Wait a second. But what about time? None of this like accounts for timeout. We need to investigate the round end, the timer there, because that's missing. Let's just test this though. Get in there with the charge. Oh, we landed. We landed the charge. Missed the paralytic bite. Let's get the devour up. Try to heal. Okay, we got the devourer. We're doing okay. We're still gonna lose, but like, you know. Yeah, we got bodied. Okay, stress 29. Wait, 29? We did die. -20 minus mod stress. We should have gained 17 from that. Why is it 29? It does start at 0. Curious. Oh, because I'm going through multiple steps. If we're dead, then multiple ones trigger. That's the bug. I understand it. Um, So we triggered 20 and 35. Minus 3, minus 3. So 17 and 12 for 29. So this should just be if this and greater than 0. There. Now that won't trigger unduly. Yeah, so equal, greater, less than, or dead, essentially. Okay. So let's tag these as implemented. Implemented, but we should have a dedicated stress function, and we don't. To do. This is probably to do post demo, honestly. I don't think we need to do the stress function currently. Oh yeah, let's go to our to-do list. This is a very minor thing. Add the grit sprite and message for when it happens to explain what has happened, why the enemy's still alive, or you're still alive at 1. Okay. Now, let's think about the level up system a little bit here, vaguely, in terms of balancing. Now, when we gain XP, we do target level times 100. So it's 100 per level. And when we gain XP, we're currently gaining 100. Let's be greater than or equals. So how do we want to set the system up? So let's add this to the to-do list, because this is something we haven't defined. XP scaling. Right now, we just instantly level up every time we train, which isn't the plan. It should, I think, scale with like how low your stat is or something. Like I said, I don't exactly have the plan for precisely how I want the XP system to work. Because we have it set up where like a level is not always a thing. And then the amount of XP to get a level is consistent and understandable. You don't have to look up some like scaling chart, which is something I like. Maybe it's simply like it could just be like training is 10 XP, or even like 100 minus current stats divided by like 1,000. No, that doesn't work. 1,000 divided by current stat would be, thinking, kind of. So if you're at 100, you would gain 100 XP. And if you're at 1,000, you would gain like 1 XP. And if you're at 1, you would gain 1,000. Which is crazy. Something predictable though. This is really close to what I would like. Is that exploitable? Perhaps. Like if you reduce stats to 1, then you could essentially gain 10 levels off of it. It's kind of weird. That's not good. Hmm. Training XP should be dominant, a dominant XP source at low. This has almost exactly the behavior I want, with the problem that it's too exploitable if it's too low. Like if a stat is typically around 100, you'd be gaining 10. Hmm. I could scale this up by like 100. So if you're at 1, it's 101, and then it's like guaranteed level up, essentially. Plus 99. Or that's no, that's back to the other problem of it being, because we added the 10 to make it scale the way I wanted it to. This is still 10 level ups, which is crazy. So I'm at 100. This would be like 50 XP. This would be like half a level, which is good. So by the time I'm up around, say, like 300, this becomes like 1/3, or I guess 3. Yeah, the problem just is when you're at like 1, but then you're getting 1,000. Hmm. No, wait. This should be fine. I'm stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid. Sorry. This works. I was right the initially. Yeah, because if it's 1, it's 100, it's 10, and then it's 100. It's not 1,000. I made it, I wrote it out right, and then I gaslit myself into thinking it was wrong. Okay, I like that formula. Actually, we're going to implement that. Because I believe in this as our formula. So, training. No, actually, it's under the level up scripts. Here, add XP, target and number of XP. Oh, but this is being added. So this actually is passed from the other place. So this is under training. Add XP and XP. And XP equals this. Okay, so global.pc.hp. I don't need the 10 out front. It's the same. Yeah. Chadiba message NXP. Oops. Damn HP. Okay, we have them here. Damn dot def ack and Eva. Okay, let's make sure this looks the way it should. Um, HP raised by 5, we gained 49.5 XP. 108, 143, 115, 74. Train accuracy. We gain 57.8 XP. And we hit level 2. We grab a tail slap. Train evasion. Train defense. Level up to 3. HP. Damage. Evasion. Level up to 4. We got a bug. Do card text if class equals percent. Test genes too. Interesting. Okay, something's bugged somewhere. Variable index 1 out of range 1. Do line 122 if class I is percent. Do card text global.passive master test genes 2. Right, tiers 2. Quick recovery, steel trap, enduring. Interesting. This is an error in parsing. Well, one thing I can see is that this is bugged. Technically. Okay, so is maybe this. These worked. Is it because the timer didn't really matter? Maybe. Int. So it might have been the enduring that bugged. Doesn't really seem like it would be. Wait a second. If class I is percent, it's definitely not enduring. Steel trap or quick recovery. 10, 1. Steel trap. Was it steel trap that bugged? That's really weird. It looks like it should be steel trap that bugged. Line 122. Do card text. Um, 122. An equals string n. What the fuck? Variable index 1 out of range 1. So that's for I. I is 1. I0 to scale. No, this can't be the bug. If class I equals percent. No, this is 100% bugged because those things didn't have a thing, right? Yeah, base scale and class need to be the same length. We iterate on the value of scale. Yeah. Okay. Let's test this again. Make sure those passives read out correct. Yeah, so this is 0 that floats there, I think. It's going to also show up when we have a different passive. Fuck, this one broke too. Variablex 2, out of range 2. Extended horns, steel trap, and enduring. Text stuff. Okay. I think I know what the problem is. And what we can do is we can look at how we implemented the gene sequence gap to get past that breaking. Yeah, we put in a little this at the end. Yeah, so the problem is specifically that we coded these to have this internal timer just to make this more easy, but we need this to be accommodated for in the numbering. So I can fix this very easily by just adding a comma and a blank at the end. What if I gave it a different class? That wouldn't work, would it? No. No, that should fix it. I could. Let's add this to the to-do list. This I might do right now, actually, because this should be relatively easy to do. Why did these all disappear on me? Card text. Do card text. Which was under here. That didn't disappear on me because it's here. This is do card text, yes. Text out string n. Text out text stuff. I think I can just do this. We only push to the array if the next description is not immediately blank. Let's test it. I did say we're going to work on the expanding the tournament out finally properly, but now we've fallen into this trap, but that's fine. Okay, osteoderms, extended horns, fear resist. None of these are relevant to bug checking the code. Neither are these. Let's just redo it. It's probably quicker just to rerun it and check the first set of passives always. If we'll also know this works if we get a gene sequence gap at any point. Ah, yes, you can fill this slot later with a designer gene later. This the 0 is now gone, so that worked. Fuck. Well, that's a weird one. Structured gift from hash argument one incorrect type undefined expecting a number. What in the fuck? Pass name effect, pass info, training create 0, mods equals spec check. What the fuck? Error in action number 1 of mouse event for left released on training. Incorrect type, undefined, expecting a number. Struck get from hash argument 1. At HTML script spec check. Spec check. Line 16 pass info. Expected an incorrect type, undefined, expected a number. Do you have any opinions on South Park? South Park is fine. I haven't watched it in a long time. I enjoyed it well enough for what it was, but it wasn't like a lot of people were obsessed with it, especially from my like age group, and I was never, you know, overly obsessed with it. I've seen a decent amount of episodes. I went and saw the movie in the theater, bigger, longer, and uncut, way back when. But I don't like watch through every season or even most seasons. I've probably seen, I don't know, 30 episodes overall, 40 episodes. I don't know. And none of them recently. I think the last episode I watched would have been like 2 years ago in like a hotel room at a conference or something. I've been somewhat interested in the recent stuff, satirizing the US government a bit, but I haven't watched any of it. I haven't bothered. So I guess this is the line it ultimately crashes on. Line 14. Wait, let's see. Where it asks for the mod. Global.pc and HP. How would this suddenly break? I don't know how this would possibly break. This is actually really weird. It was reasonably funny. Yeah, that's kind of the impression I have, right? Mouse event, blah blah blah. How I don't understand. I don't understand how this could break now randomly. I have never heard of Chibi reviews. Mods equals spec check global.pc and HP. Did HP somehow become undefined? No, this isn't even that. This isn't wait, this is specifically broke because it expected a number. Mods does not the output of mods expects a number. So that's probably where this broke. Wait, no, it doesn't, because this is a data structure too. We also never got XP out. So this broke before we hit show debug message here, which also tracks with breaking on the mods line. So this is probably struct get from hash argument. It's got to be that. It's got to be this. $, pass name, $1, effect. But none of this is a number. I don't understand that. Wait a second. Did we pick up a new passive on that round? No. Or did I get a gene sequence gap? I don't remember what happened anymore, I guess. I'm gonna watch the VOD back if I can. Can I do that on YouTube? I need to see what happened in the code when this bugged out. This content isn't available. Go fuck yourself, YouTube. VOD back if I can. Can I do that? Aha. Okay, we do pick up a gene sequence gap. So the gene sequence gap itself is breaking the code. That's what's happening here. Icky anime commentary account turned right-wing grifter. Yeah, okay. Imagine my shock that icky anime person turned into a right-wing grifter. That's like the fucking pipeline. It's anime to like right-wing grifting. Also, the original Rickroll video may be gone. Damn. Okay, so gene sequence gap is what breaks this. This is fishing pass name 1 in effect in the passives master. So if we go to the passives master, and we go to a gene sequence gap, what part of the gene sequence gap is written in a way that it breaks? Zero in placeholder. You can fill this with a gene later. This shouldn't be a problem. Why is this? Why did this crash the other code? Is it because... No, this crashed specifically the parsing code. What am I missing here? Let's look at yeah, like steel trap is an analogous effect. So the fundamental difference between these two is essentially that the gene sequence gap always sums to 0 on the effects, which shouldn't matter. Oh, I think I know. I know 100% what the problem is. I think. Um. Do I? I don't. No, it's a mystery to me. This is a complete mystery. Hypothetically, how many intelligent alien species do I think exist in the universe? 0. Or no, you said alien specifically, so that's not a joke anymore. No, my joke I was making there was that humans aren't intelligent either. But it's hard to say. I mean, it's very unlikely there's none, but there's a lot of there's a significant lack of evidence, right? Which is possibly telling. So maybe they're all dead. Maybe everybody just dies. Maybe the universe is full of dead aliens. Who knows? Definitely intelligence. If it's not rare, it seems to not last, I guess. How did this break? How the fuck? It's flagging pass info. Is it the rank? Oh, I bet you it's the rank. Wait, would it be? That the rank's not stored? Why would the rank not be stored? No, that can't be. This is definitely expecting. I'm fucking confused. Let's do this. Show debug. Let's try to replicate this behavior. We now know what causes the bug. Now we need to understand the bug so we can become the bug. So let's just recreate the scenario, but with a little bit more information in the terminal. So we're fishing for a gene sequence gap. We need to learn the gene sequence gap. Bingo. Then we train and the game crashes. Bingo. Okay. And this is because I see precisely what it is. For some reason, it's gene sequence space gap, which is not how that ought to be. So why is it that? Is that a bug? That might be a bug in the... Is there an extra space in the title? In here? What did you tell the world if you found a roughly globe-sized planet full of tiny life forms floating in my room? Perhaps I would try to monetize it. That would be the way to go about it. Sure, I'd tell the world. Why not? What am I supposed to do? Keep it a secret just to protect them? Ah, fuck them. The world deserves to know. Okay. Now, how in the fuck? So that's got to be a bug in here. Array push global.pc type string replace title spaces with gaps plus comma tier. Does string replace only replace the first instance? That might be the bug. Yes, only replaces one occurrence. We found it. String replace all is what we need to do here. This is the bug. All. This replaces all spaces with no spaces. Is that the only passive that's 3 words? I'm surprised this bug has only just got discovered. Out the gate would have bugged. Oh, it's because this bug only happens when you add it, not when you start with it. We've been hard coding these in, just adding them as starting abilities to the dinosaur, which is why they haven't broken. If we would have added out the gate at any point, it would have also crashed the game. Smell of blood would have crashed the game. This one is missing a space in its title. Fix that. Yeah, and most of the rest of these would have been good. Okay, so this was very low odds of us catching this previously. I understand how this slipped through for so long. And I would assume, yeah, all of our standard attacks are 1 or 2 words as well. There's no 3-word attacks to like catch this with either. Rip and tear would have been the first one. But again, we've just never learned this. It might not even be in our moveset. It probably is. It wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Okay, well, cool. Bug fixed. So that should all be good. So we've checked this off of our to-do list. Ability cards no longer have trailing values. Let's put done, but not exactly mod friendly. ... We should consider a better way to set that up at some point, but this is definitely not important. Why is there like a weird bit of like plastic coming out of my pant leg? It's not plastic, it's just like synthetic thread. All right, it's been expunged, it's been removed. I cut it out. All right. Let's get the tournament stuff going. We're not going to implement the animals, but we can implement the UI. How many toddlers do you think you could beat in a fight? Okay. Oh, how many more toddlers do I think I could beat in a fight than velociraptors? I would say, I don't know. Like 2 to 1? 2 toddlers for every velociraptor, maybe? Well, toddlers are like clumsy and slow. Actually, could I beat like infinite toddlers? Not really. Because the toddlers, if there's too many, the mass will crush you. No, it's definitely more than 2 to 1. Because you can just run away from toddlers. They're like not even a threat. It would have to be so many toddlers that they can like flank you. The sheer compression of toddlers kills you. You get crushed to death by expansion. So maybe, what if you would frame it by being like in an arena, so you can't just run away forever. Like if you're in a circular arena, there is some level of number of enemies where they, even if they're slow moving, they can still corner you. That would be the death part for the toddlers, right? Once you can't just infinitely kite them. Yeah, velociraptors, like they would be easy to kill because their bones are hollow. You just need to give them a good swift kick. You could probably grab a raptor and snap its neck. It's just a matter of like how much damage you sustain from claws and teeth in the meantime. Like the only thing the raptor has is like the speed at which it can attack, right? It's like fighting a large turkey. You can pretty easily kill it, but it can claw you up. Like a large turkey, but with more danger. Because a turkey's claws aren't that bad. They do have like spurs, but all right. So I guess let's do this. Let's look at what we have currently for the lobby. I guess we would want to intervene. When we go to tournaments, we go straight to this start battle screen. So maybe we keep this. We just add an intervening like tournament bracket screen. Okay. So I need, yeah, like just a basic tournament thing. Yeah, actually, okay, we'll do it. We'll do, no, this is good. We're just gonna steal a random thing from the internet. That'll work for now. Um, yeah, we'll do this as a simple 4v4 tournament, actually. So the roster is going to be Stegosaurus and Iguanodon then, actually. So 2 new animals, not 3. So the alpha roster will be Stego, Iguanodon, Barry, and Carno. Now, what if the Velociraptors are given guns? Well, they don't have the manual dexterity to aim and fire a gun, so I'm not that concerned about it. Also, they wouldn't know how to use them. So let's do a new sprite. Create a new sprite. We'll call this S bracket. Import an image from my asset folder. Stealing a tournament bracket thing from the internet. Boom. All right. Hot trash, but there's enough to get started with. Object, create a object. This is O bracket. I said I had 0 bracket. Which I do a lot. There we go. Sprite is, oops. Bracket. All right. And then we want to make a room. So let's do Can I duplicate? Yes. Duplicate lobby, rename. Tournament. Okay, we kill this guy. We kill this guy. Battle start to ranch. Battle start button. Should be a new button. And we should put the bracket in here. We'll make it big. Um, we'll want to do. Yeah, we do. We can embed this. Yeah, we can embed this in the other thing. Okay. So we take this, we go to this bracket can serve as our variable holder. Okay, and then we want to do a start. Want to duplicate this. Go to tournament. Depth. Go to room. Tournament. Right? That's what we called the room? Yes. Tournament. Okay. Go to tournaments events. Wait. Well, this will be useful elsewhere. That's fine. That's fine. Go to tournament, to ranch, to builder, training. Battle start is battle, yeah. Wait, so this was battle start and ranch. Wait a second, this is labeled lobby. Oops. Okay, rename. Oh God. Lobby 2. Fuck you. Shit. Let's just do this. Undo. go to the fucking tournament proper. This gets rid of this and this. Yeah, that's the better way to do this. Just make sure we don't mess anything else up. Where's the fucking bracket? There's the bracket. Okay. So now we go here. We go ranch action. This now goes to tournament. Go to tournament. Left released. Go to tournament. Okay, go to tournament, go to tournament. That goes to room tournament. Tournament here. Now we want a new button. Let's duplicate this guy. Rename. Go to lobby. So go to lobby. So this replaces this. So that gets us back to where we were. Okay. And then this object the bracket. You go enter. Call it battle info or something. To make sure this is all correct. Okay, so this is all, yeah, just there for the fun of it. That button doesn't seem to actually do anything. Okay. Fascinating. Oh, because I didn't actually... Wait a second. Go to lobby. Go to tournament. Oh, because it just loops back to itself. Yep, true. Depth of 15. We'll have to play with the depth to get that to work correctly, I think. Let's just make sure we can get to the battle again still. The double room thing is maybe not that good. I bitch a lot about too many button clicks when they play GWE. I don't think this needs to be a separate lobby screen. Because we've got all this empty space here. We just put it in that screen, 100%. So ranch action, let's undo this. Okay. And then the lobby. Here. And then we do the bracket. We kill this. This doesn't matter. Didn't work anyway. And this just goes kind of in the middle. It just serves to be the whole tournament bracket. Let's see how the spacing looks. Yeah, so we'll have to set some stuff up here to get this set up correctly. But essentially the idea will be like you'll be here, then it'll be the three opponents, and then it'll show you which one you're currently engaged with. The stats will be here and here. So we'll have to have it set up to correctly do them. But then you'll start the battle, you'll win or lose, you'll come back to this screen. Okay. That works. I guess we'd want this to display some text. So this is drawing text generically, which won't be displayed correctly, I don't think. The attack plates were drawing a text like directly on themselves, right? Maybe. C.E. Burt Ceratosaurus enemy? Is this a suggestion? Ceratosaurus will 100% be in the game, but not in this alpha. It's too redundant with Carnotaurus to be in the very tiny roster for the simple demo here we're working on. Where am I generating the name labels for these properly? Draw end? Draw end, draw text. Okay, let's test this. This might work for the tournament bracket. Add event, draw end. GML code. And then we need our positions. I guess we do it. We just guess. So this initializes at X and a Y, then we go over slightly, and then we count down, which should be incrementing upwards. Let's call it like 100. We'll just hard code the text that goes in here. And let's see if we get anything out of that. Oh, this is exposition of the current room. Wait, that might not be the thing. It's right there. Okay, no, it is X position of the object's position in the room, because it's not over here. It is contained correctly within the boundaries. Okay, I mean that's getting somewhere. Um, we need to change the color. We'll set the color to black. Hopefully that only affects the color there. I just want to get a look at the like the placement of the text here. Also, could we scale the font size? Definitely, because we do it on the title screen. Okay. Now, conversely, instead of scaling it, I could just make this not a stupidly enlarged thing. You know what? I don't even hate that idea. Let's do that. Let's just shrink this back down to be not stupid. Okay, then we did move the text around, and that's not Baron exchange name to Tamara. Eventually, we'll have a bunch of names in. For now, the names will be hard coded to what they are. Takara Tomy. I mean, I understand the reference. That would be probably not the best because that is actually, a company that exists in real life. And generally, you don't want to use real life names for stuff like that. Why don't we just do this? Let's do 4 of these, 200, 300, 400. Lurk. We could align the text like this, I guess, maybe. I have not put much thought into the names for the Stegosaurus and the Iguanodon. We'll probably think of names um, better names, but I'll put something basic in here. You know what? Let's call the Stegosaurus Morrison. That's a perfectly good name for where it was discovered. Takara Tomy the Stegosaurus. I'm not going to name it after an entire company. That's just asking for trouble, even though we're just in a demo. Name Iguanodon Bernissart. That's not bad. Again, just referencing paleontological things rather than should be two S's rather than some sort of other clever reference, but it's enough to roll with. Actually, I kind of just like the idea of naming him Spike. All right. Okay, so the spacing Vertically is obviously completely trash. The horizontal space is actually pretty good, with the exception that I might need to widen this out. So let's do that. Let's do a little bit wider this way and a little bit wider this way. Honestly, the squish is not bad either. Maybe we keep it with that aspect ratio. And then $50, 100, 150, 200. Oops, I mean to train. Tournaments. Okay, so then you move slightly over. Carnotaurus needs to move slightly down, and we need the scaling between them to be bigger. But other than that, it's fine. I could... Yeah, actually, let's do this. Let's shrink it down further this way. Like that. Iguanodon TD.PNG enemy 2. That's a pretty good name. I don't know what it means. But it would be pretty funny. All right, so this should be about probably 15. And these should be scaling by about 175. Except we did just shrink it. So let's just take a look at it as it stands. Make sure this is still bad. Okay. Good spacing here on the front part. Mostly. I think we can move it over slightly. So this goes to 20. Maybe even 25. Let's try 25. This should be moved down slightly. And then these should be moved down even further. So we do like 120, 180, 240. Okay. Placements, good horizontally. We went too far down now on the Carno. But the vertical space in between these looks pretty good. So I think we just need to shift up. So we do 50, 110, 170, and 230. Okay, almost. Basically what I kind of want to do is line these with the numbers better. So Carno's got to move up a little bit more. We'll try 40. And then the spacing should be slightly different. So like 105. Then this one should go down like 10, right? No. We're moving by 65. This should be 70. Wait, that's where it was. 40 plus 65, 65, then 235, I guess. Yeah. I think I might have fucked that up. Well, whatever. It'll be obvious in a second. No, not really. It's not quite right. But it's close. I'm going to leave this up on the screen so I can compare, but we're looking to move. So Carnotaurus should be at about 45 down. And then the Baryonyx goes at about, I guess, 110. We'll try again and take a look. 110's probably too far. 108? So that's plus 63. So 172. That doesn't look right either. Like Spike slash Iguanodon is just about correct. That one really shouldn't move. So it was like 62 is the spacing? That's about right. So 232, 170, 108. And then like 46. Okay. Close this and relaunch. Yep, that's pretty good. Carnotaurus maybe could go up like one more. So yeah, 45 would have been better. Oh, these are now black. So that setting it to black did change everything. Now what if I do set it to black, set it to white? Like this. We change the color, draw the text, then change the color again. Okay, white, black. Start the battle. Text is white. Sick. Get him! Close the gap. We're bleeding. Bite him. Devour his flesh. We did it. We're still losing horribly, though. We're so cooked. Oh, I got a paralysis. It's not going to save me. I'm already dead. Okay, cool. The text still stays the way it ought to be. That looks great. All right, yeah, this is fine. This is perfectly fine for this. Now it's 10 o'clock. I might wrap the stream up here. I was going to do a little bit more, but since we just finished that, I don't see the point in cracking the seal on actually implementing multiple fights. That's a little more complicated. That's not something I'm going to finish here in like 10 minutes. Just like the old Jurassic World Dino Battle game. Yeah, a little bit. It's more of a direct take on the Monster Rancher games, with like the whole raising a dinosaur to battle. But yeah, definitely a little bit of Jurassic Park Warpath in there too, because it's actually dinosaurs fighting instead. But yeah, so I think we're going to wrap the stream up about here. So I think next time we're going to work on implementing the tournament bracket structure. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Baryonyx enemy and we're just going to sub him in for the Iguanodon and the Stegosaurus and just get it to fight him 3 times in like different fights. And then we'll work on implementing Iguanodon and Stegosaurus in for the alternate enemies. Yeah, I want to do, like, my idea for like art style is doing like exaggerated paleorealism is kind of the idea. So we want to take like features the animals actually have and then just kind of crank them to 11. So like some really exaggerated horns, stuff like that. That's kind of the idea. And I just like the idea of having like the little stubby arms of a Belisaurid like Carnotaurus with wings. I think that's funny. This, of course, is a very crude placeholder art piece for this, but yeah. Yeah, we're going to do the Iguanodon with like the full how long dongy scale or spines. He's going to have the porcupine spines going on the Iguanodon, which I think will be sick. And then the Stego, I have a plan for the Stego, which is reactive plate colors. We're going to take a page out of like a Chameleon's playbook. And like what I want to do is I want the Stego plate color to change with HP. So when the stego is like close to dead, the plates should be like bright red, like symbolizing the animal panicking. And then early on, when it's healthy and winning, the plates should be like blue or green or something. I haven't like fully, decided on the rules for the color changing, but I think it'll be really fun. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with the Spino. I don't know what we're gonna do with the Spino quite yet because, I mean, Spino is like exaggerated paleo realism given flesh, right? He's such a weird fella, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. Thank you for the follow, Sithy Mateen. I appreciate it. But yeah, we do these game dev streams for this game every Tuesday and Thursday on Twitch and on my YouTube channel. Um, so yeah, JP3 is kind of fantasy anyway. But at least the animals have cool colors in JP3, which is nice. All right, I gotta go, so I'll catch everybody later. Thanks for coming by again. Thanks for the follow, Sithy. See you around.